Welcome to the Raw, Unfiltered Truth, or the R.U.T, where I say the things you wish you could to correct some people's actions. So stick around to hear the blunt, honest truth that may not always be politically correct, but always comes from the heart. So as you can tell, I'm a little under the weather today, and my voice may come and go, but we still gonna get that message out there today. So bear with me, and let's talk about this. So today, we're going to be talking about toxic family members. And I'm pretty sure, as I just said that, somebody, if not somebody's, just popped up in your mind. Yeah, them. We're going to talk about them and how to deal with them. But not just them. We're also going to talk about how to deal with the people that always say, but they still family. Okay, whatever. So let's talk about it. I am not really close with my dad or his side of the family. With that being said, I have one aunt on his side of the family that is very toxic. Now, we do not have a relationship. I barely know her. We don't communicate that often. I rarely see her. We are not close at all. It's not that type of relationship. With that being said, I did not realize how toxic she was until I went off to college and really started to grow as an adult. She was that person that every great thing that I did, she promoted it to everybody. Like she was taking credit for my success, even though she had nothing to do with it. So when I became an adult and I really started making my own decisions, she wanted to criticize everything that I was doing. Not because it was actually bad, but because it made her look bad. For example, I was 19 and I decided to get a tattoo. Me being 19, I still asked my mom if it was okay if I got a tattoo. My mom, shout out to Mama Dukes, she's the best. She was just like, you grown, that's your money, that's your body, do what you want, ain't got nothing to do with me. You don't need my permission to do it. Love her for that. But I also did not want to get anything stupid. So I thought about it and I thought about it and I thought about it. What am I going to get? What am I going to get? And I decided to get a tattoo in remembrance of my grandmother, my dad's mother. My dad's mother is an amazing woman, and she was a great gardener. She had some of the most beautiful flowers that I've ever seen. And she would always tell me, life is like a flower. You make the right decisions, do the right things, take care of them how you're supposed to, and they will blossom into something beautiful. But if you don't, and you neglect them, you make the wrong decisions, you don't tend to them how you're supposed to, it will shrivel up and die and be something ugly. With that being said, I decided to get 2 flowers with the word life in between. I posted all this on Facebook once it got done, and I got a lot of support. There was people talking about, that's so beautiful. That is a great way to remember her. That's so sweet, all those type of things, including some family members that I did have on social media that is from my dad's side of the family. Here comes my toxic aunt. She's just like, why didn't you consult me before you decided to do this? You should have talked to me before you did this. You just went against the word of God by doing this. Yada, 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 yada. She is not by any means an oh so holy woman. And I'm just looking at this like, I don't talk to you. I don't know you like that. And I don't need your permission. Consult you, talk to you for what? According to my own mother, I didn't even need her permission. So why would I need to talk to you? Why would I need to get your permission? Why would I need to do any of this? Because it made her look bad. Another example comes from when me and my husband, then boyfriend, found out that we were expecting. It happened very unexpectedly. We were very happy about this, but definitely took us by surprise. When we did finally decide to announce it to everyone, we made a Facebook status and everybody was very happy for us. They were sending us congratulations, telling us how we're going to be great parents. It was great. Then here comes toxic aunt. And she's just like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this is happening. I hope you haven't ruined your life. And I hope y'all decide to get married now. And just all this type of craziness. I'm sitting up here like, should I respond to this? Should I just delete it? What should I do? And before I can even make a decision, my mother-in-law, or I guess then future mother-in-law, she was just like, regardless of what y'all do, I'm still gonna love you the same. You're a part of our family forever. We're gonna love the baby all the same. You can always count on us. We're here to support you guys no matter what. Just being very supportive and shutting down everything my aunt is saying. Shout out to my mother-in-law. You are the best. Me and my husband do decide to get married, obviously, but not because I was pregnant. I invite my father to the wedding. When I invite him to the wedding, I tell him, do not tell your sister about my wedding. I do not want any of her antics or shenanigans or have to deal with any of her drama during this time. Do not tell her. I'm guessing he has some type of memory lapse because he told her. And he told her on my wedding day, en route to my wedding. So, on my wedding day, I get a text message from her stating, I can't believe you're actually getting married, and then didn't even tell me about it nor invited me to it. Well, I guess that's just fine. I'll catch your next one anyway. Like, ma'am, who are you? Are you serious right now? On my wedding day. So, let's talk about how to deal with people like this. First, let's point out some toxic traits of people. They are manipulating. They will gaslight you and they will guilt trip you to make you think that what you think is wrong. That's not what's going on. That's not what's occurring. You're crazy. That's not what's actually happening because they want to manipulate you. They want to manipulate you so you accept all of their behaviors. That is not okay. They are dismissive of your needs. So everything that you're telling them that you need them to do for you, oh, you're just overreacting, or you're just being crazy, or you're just being silly. Oh, it's not that serious. That is not okay. They are controlling. They're going to belittle you and make you think that everything you do is stupid or wrong or just unacceptable. Because they want to control what you do. You cannot think for yourself. That is not okay. They refuse to compromise on anything. They are perfect. They do nothing wrong. So you need to change A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. You need to do A, B, C, D, E, F, and G because you're the problem, not them. That is not okay. So how do we deal with these type of people, especially when they're family? We are going to set boundaries. We're going to set boundaries and we're going to hold them to that boundary. We're going to let them know that what you're doing is not okay. What you're doing cannot continue. What you're doing is hurting me, so I cannot let it continue. If you set this boundary and they do not respect that, that is not okay. But we can't just let them get away with crossing our boundaries. You can't just let it slide. No, you have to stick up for yourself and say it with your chest and let them know that, hey, I set this boundary, you're crossing it, don't do that. You continue doing that, we're going to have some consequences. Let's move on to the consequences of those actions. Number 2, sometimes you just have to limit or remove access to you. And I say limit because sometimes you can't get away from those family members entirely. So with limiting access to yourself, You keep it simple and straightforward. We ain't talking about nothing personal. We ain't getting deep. We ain't doing none of that. We keep it simple and we keep it straight to the point. And we're not playing any mind games. No answer is an answer. With that being said, sometimes you just have to cut some people off entirely because sometimes people just refuse to change and they refuse to accept that what they're doing is wrong. And sometimes you just have to cut them off for your own well-being. No person is worth your mental health. My peace is my priority. I'm not going to sacrifice my peace for something that's hurting me and for someone who obviously doesn't care for me. Lastly, find you someone to talk to. Find you someone that you really can trust, someone that loves you, someone that supports you, someone that's going to be there for you regardless. Find that support. Because when you start cutting off family members, it can be very lonely and it hurts because they are family. But now you have to go and find and build and create a new family, a chosen family. The full statement is the blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb. Meaning, the family that you choose, the family that you build is thicker than the family that you come from. The friends that become family, that blood is thicker than your aunt and uncles that you come from. That is what that statement means. Now, you're going to have them people that say, but they still family, but they still family. Yes, they are still family. And I love them from a distance. But they still your family. And they should know better because they are family, the people that are supposed to love you and support you regardless of anything. And they did not. They took that time to break you down and tear you down just like any other stranger that you may run into. And because they treated me like a stranger, I'm going to treat them like a stranger and treat them like I would treat any other toxic person in my life. And I'm going to let them go. So let's recap. First, identify the toxic person and set some boundaries. Second, if that doesn't work, then limit or cut off access to yourself. Lastly, find somebody so you can talk about it. Now, I have 2 things for you guys to remember. 1, the blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb. 2, not all family is family. Thank you so much for tuning in and listening today. If any of this has helped you out, or if you have a similar story you would like to share with me, please go over to Instagram at the R.U.T podcast and tell me all about it under the Storytime highlights. I would love to hear them. While you're there, be sure to follow. And don't forget to tune in every Friday to get your dose of the truth.